Alright you guys, so we just got some awesome news earlier today from Telltale Games. They announced that they were going to be releasing a second season of their awesome Batman game, Batman the Telltale Series, titled The Enemy Within. Holy hell, I'm excited. I mean, honestly, I loved the first season. I thought it was a great game. I thought all the redesigns were awesome, the original story was awesome, for the most part. I'm still not big on Vicky Vale being the main villain, but whatever, the twist is still pretty good at least. And overall, I can't wait to see what Telltale's able to do with the Batman franchise in another 5 episodes. So because I'm so excited for the next season, I figured I'd break down and examine everything we've been told so far about the second season, because honestly, there's actually a bunch of really cool stuff to go over, like new in-game screenshots, a brand new announcement trailer, and the press release Telltale put out there along with the trailer. Alright, so we know from the press release that episode 1 is going to be titled The Enigma, and based on pretty much everything else, we know that both the Riddler and the Joker are going to be some of the game's villains. I say some just because we could end up getting some extra ones making cameos or getting set up for future games, kind of like how the beginning of episode 4 in Arkham Asylum was basically an extended cameo from a bunch of Batman villains like Zsasz and the Ventriloquist. And I gotta say, both the Joker and the Riddler look awesome. Like, look at some of these screenshots that came out earlier today, like this one where Batman and the Riddler are facing off. He looks pretty much like the normal Riddler, but with a big green hood over his head instead of the traditional hat. What, is he gonna go protect Starling City after Batman beats him up?
You have failed this city.
You'll also notice he has an updated version of his classic question mark cane, with the actual question mark end looking more like a big fishing hook or something like that. I actually kind of like this change. I think it gives the Riddler a little bit more of an edge, a little something extra when he gets into a fight with Batman. I'm guessing he's pretty good with it too, since it looks like he used it on that guy in the background. I mean, look, the dude's missing a few fingers. Is it bad that that bloody hook is making me think of that fight between Nobu and Daredevil? Moving on, like I said earlier, we also got a new look at the Joker, and I think we can all agree he looks a lot better here than in season 1. It's not even like it's a huge change or anything. I mean, he just looks like he got a hold of some makeup at some point before this screenshot. That purple shirt's a great step in the right direction, by the way. Hopefully he gets to wear the full purple suit before the second season's up. He's also in front of a coffin in a church for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why he's there. Knowing the Joker, he probably declared himself dead and popped out of the coffin for shits and giggles. But seriously though, my guess is that this might be something from around the beginning of the first episode, like maybe John Doe, as they called him in the first season.
We just call him John Doe.
Bingo.
Kind of reveals himself or announces that he has a plan or something and dares Batman to come after him. Anyways, there's a couple other screenshots here, like this one where Batman's trying to figure out one of the Riddler's puzzles. This is a great shot of the new Batsuit, by the way. I mean, check it out compared to the last season. The details on the suit are a lot sharper. Side note, the graphics in these screenshots look a lot sharper than the ones from the last season. It looks like you have a good bit more armor plating than the last suit. The color's a little bit more uniform. The ears are longer. All in all, this suit actually looks a little bit like the Christopher Nolan era Batsuit, and that's really interesting actually, considering that in the announcement trailer, it's mentioned that you'll be able to explore that whole concept of a means to an end. Like, you'll be able to see how far you would go, the sort of things you would do in order to save the day.
We're allowing the player to explore a philosophy of a means to an end. Like, how far are they willing to go? What parts of themselves are they willing to compromise to get the job done?
And if you'll remember, that's the same issue Christian Bale's Batman had to deal with while chasing after the Joker in The Dark Knight. I'm not entirely sure who this is, by the way. I'm guessing she's the ruthless federal agent that the press release mentions, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but who exactly she is, I don't really know yet. And Batman's pinning somebody and beating them up for no reason. Not much else to say about this one. In the next one, we see Bruce is meeting with Lucius Fox in Bruce's office at Wayne Industries. Given that you can see the Batman logo on the tablet Fox is holding, it seems like he's working on some new something for Bruce. I'm guessing it's a software upgrade, since you can see the tablet established a connection with whatever it's connected to. And in this last one, we see Bruce in his Batsuit and Alfred with the both of them hanging out in the Batcave. And this one's actually kind of interesting, since as you can see from Alfred rocking that eye patch, it basically confirms that the choice to not unmask yourself in front of Vicky in the last episode of season 1 is actually the canonical choice for that episode. Damn, Telltale, that's harsh. Anyway, so all that having been said, there's a couple other questions that the press release brings up. According to the press release, the Riddler has returned to terrorize Gotham City, but his gruesome puzzles merely foreshadow an even greater crisis. With the arrival of a ruthless federal agent and the return of a still nascent Joker, Batman must navigate uneasy alliances while Bruce Wayne undertakes a perilous series of deceptions. Which of Batman's new allies will you choose to trust? And how deep into the darkness will you let Bruce descend? Alright, so for one thing, the press release says that, quote, the Riddler has returned. From where? Where'd he return from? I mean, the trailer makes it sound like Joker found him, wherever he was, and brought him back to Gotham.
You see, I met some inspiring people out here. Made some new friends.
But what was he doing before the second season? I guess he's been working on his riddles, since we actually get to see his lair pretty early on in the announcement trailer, and he's got a couple articles put up on the wall with one of them talking about how a new criminal is leaving clues at the scene of a murder. Another thing I'm wondering is who Batman's new allies mentioned in the press release are. I'm guessing the federal agent we saw in one of the screenshots earlier is one of them, but who's the other one? It can't be anybody we saw in season 1, since the press release said that Batman has, quote, new allies. Honestly, I'm hoping the other ally is going to turn out to be another supervillain. I mean, it makes sense. Batman has a ton of villains Telltale could pick from. It'd be a pretty interesting contrast. Like, you could choose to work with the federal agent and side with the law, or work with the up-and-coming supervillain and be a little bit more flexible with criminals, and it'd play pretty well into that whole any means necessary concept you're supposed to be exploring in season 2. I don't know, it makes sense to me. But anyways, guys, that's everything I was able to get from the new season 2 announcement for Batman the Telltale series. If you guys like this video and you agreed with anything I've said, or even if you have your own theories you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And if you're excited to start playing The Enemy Within, then don't forget the first episode is going to be available starting August 8th on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Mac, and it'll eventually be available on iOS and Android sometime later this year. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, maybe leave me a comment while you're at it, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out any of my social media pages. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All those links are going to be in the description below. And I've also got my last video right there in the middle of your screen, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and click it, check it out. Alright, and I will see you all next time.